Let me ask you a serious question. If tomorrow you faced a surprise medical bill, or your car broke down, or your rent, insurance, or property taxes suddenly increased, would you feel annoyed? Or would you feel afraid? That immediate emotional reaction says a great deal about how secure your retirement really feels. For many people over 60, money stress doesn't come from wanting luxury items or an expensive lifestyle. It comes from uncertainty and the fear of not knowing how future expenses will be handled. Retirement brings a different kind of financial pressure because there is no longer a steady increase in income to fall back on. Many retirees find that even small surprises can create outsized worry because every dollar feels more permanent. That constant background concern can quietly affect your mood, your confidence, and even your health. This emotional weight often builds slowly without being noticed at first. And today, I want to explain why one specific number, just $20,000, can dramatically change how retirement feels on a day-to-day basis. Not on paper, not in a spreadsheet, but in the real moments when life throws something unexpected your way. This shift happens quietly, but its impact is very real. If you're retired or approaching retirement and you want more control, less stress, and better sleep at night, make sure you subscribe to Money Hook. This channel exists to help retirees understand their money clearly, without pressure, without jargon, and without fear. Especially during a stage of life when peace of mind matters more than ever. When you're still working, many financial problems can be solved with one simple thing: another paycheck. You might not like the expense, but you know there is income coming soon that can help absorb the shock. That knowledge alone reduces stress. In retirement, that safety net disappears. Income becomes fixed, predictable, and far less flexible than it once was. There is usually no option to work extra hours, take on overtime, or quickly increase earnings. That reality changes how financial surprises feel emotionally. So when unexpected expenses show up, and they always do, the stress feels heavier and more personal. What once felt manageable now feels more threatening. A medical bill doesn't just affect this month's budget. A home repair doesn't just create inconvenience. Every surprise can feel like it is quietly reducing the amount of time your money will last. That feeling can create anxiety even if the numbers technically still work. That's why retirement, money stress isn't about greed or wanting more. It's about control, predictability, and stability. And this is where having $20,000 saved can quietly change everything. It does so without making your lifestyle flashy or noticeable to anyone else. The change happens internally, not externally. Most retirees aren't trying to become wealthy or show off financial success. They're trying to stay independent and avoid becoming a burden on anyone else. Security matters more than appearances. They want to know that if something happens, they can respond calmly rather than emotionally. They want reassurance that they won't have to rely on credit cards, loans, or emergency borrowing. They also want to avoid being pushed into decisions they later regret. A $20,000 savings buffer acts as protection against the most common retirement shocks. These include medical and dental expenses not fully covered by insurance, changes in prescriptions, vision and hearing care, car repairs, and home maintenance. It also covers emergency travel or helping family when you choose to. Without savings, these moments can feel overwhelming and destabilizing. With savings, they feel manageable and contained. The expense may still be inconvenient, but it no longer feels threatening. Same life circumstances, but a completely different emotional experience. Imagine pushing a heavy boulder uphill. At the beginning, it barely moves no matter how much effort you put in. You push and strain, yet progress feels invisible. You become tired, frustrated, and start questioning whether the effort is even worth it. That's exactly what saving money can feel like on a fixed income. Progress often feels slow, and every dollar saved feels hard-earned and precious. It can be discouraging to save month after month and feel like the number barely changes. Motivation can quietly fade. But once the boulder reaches a certain point, the slope begins to level out. Momentum starts to help instead of working against you. Each push becomes slightly easier than the last. For many retirees, the turning point is $20,000. It is the first level of savings that truly absorbs financial shocks instead of passing them directly on to you. From that point forward, recovery feels possible. The biggest change at this level isn't financial, it's mental. When savings are low, your brain remains in constant alert mode. Every decision feels heavier than it should. You may constantly ask yourself, what if something happens? What if I need this later? Or what if I run out of money entirely? That mental pressure can be exhausting and emotionally draining. Over time, it wears you down. This stress often leads to two common patterns. Some people become overly restrictive, avoiding spending even when it's necessary. Others swing the opposite way and stress spend to escape anxiety. Neither approach is healthy or sustainable, especially in retirement. But when you have a solid cash cushion, your thinking begins to change. You stop asking, how do I survive this month? You start asking, how do I protect my future years? That mental shift alone can significantly reduce anxiety. Calm begins to return. For many households over 60, $20,000 represents several months of real living expenses. It can cover insurance deductibles and follow-up care without panic. It provides breathing room. It also allows you to handle major repairs without tapping into retirement accounts. Most importantly, it helps prevent selling investments at the worst possible time. That protection matters deeply in retirement. When markets decline, retirees without cash are often forced to sell investments just to pay bills. That action permanently locks in losses. A strong cash buffer prevents that mistake. It allows your investments the time they need to recover. You are no longer forced to make decisions based on fear. That is preparation, not luck. Once you cross this savings threshold, your focus begins to improve. You stop exhausting yourself over small expenses that do not meaningfully change your future. Your attention shifts to what truly matters. Housing costs, insurance choices, tax planning, debt reduction, and withdrawal timing take priority. Instead of worrying about pennies, you protect thousands. That shift reduces mental fatigue. This is not about being cheap or denying yourself enjoyment. It is about being intentional with the resources you spent decades building. Intention replaces anxiety. There is also a quiet power that comes with having savings in retirement. Walking away does not always mean quitting work. It means walking away from bad financial decisions. It means walking away from high-fee products and aggressive sales tactics. It means avoiding risky promises built on fear and urgency. Savings give you time. Time allows you to think clearly and ask better questions. Clear thinking prevents costly mistakes. That patience alone can save tens of thousands of dollars. One common mistake many people make is treating $20,000 like a reward. They finally reach it and feel tempted to spend it quickly. The foundation disappears before they realize it. Enjoying retirement is important, and enjoying your money is healthy. But sacrificing your safety net creates future stress. Peace of mind is more valuable than possessions. Once peace is lost, it is very difficult to regain. That $20,000 is not a prize or bonus. It is a shield. After this milestone, opportunity cost becomes clearer. You stop asking, can I afford this now? You start asking, what does this cost my future security? That mindset affects housing, transportation, travel, gifts, and lifestyle upgrades. It encourages thoughtful decisions instead of emotional ones. This is wisdom, not restriction. $20,000 will not make you rich. It will not eliminate every financial concern, but it can reduce anxiety in a very real way. It can prevent panic-driven decisions. It can protect long-term investments. It can give you options when others feel trapped. And perhaps most importantly, it can help you sleep better at night. It is the difference between hoping things work out and knowing you can handle what comes next. That confidence matters. Build it slowly and patiently. Build it without shame. Do not compare your progress to anyone else. Retirement is not about impressing others. It is about staying independent and secure. That is the true goal. Now I would like to hear from you. If you had a $20,000 safety buffer today, what would it change most for you? Medical peace of mind, home repairs, or sleeping better at night? Your answer may be different from someone else's, and that is okay. Leave a comment and tell me where you are watching Money Hook from. I read the comments and shape future videos around real retirees, If you are over 60 and want calm, practical, retirement-focused money guidance, subscribe to Money Hook. No hype, no pressure, just clarity.